إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من عذاب النار. آمين. أيها المسلمون، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى: إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned in Surah At-Tawbah, إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا. Indeed, the number of the month in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is 12 months. في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض. In the book of Allah, since the day that He created the heaven and the earth. منها 4 حرم. Among them, from these 12, there is a 4 which are separate months. ذلك الدين القيم. That is the right religion. فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم. So do not wrong yourself during this sacred month. We are now in the month of Rajab. And this month, one of the sacred months that Allah mentioned in this ayah. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned which are these 4 sacred months from the 12th month. From the hadith of Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim, hadith narrated by Abi Bakr radiallahu anhu, he said that عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال السنة 12 شهرا. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the year is 12 months. منها 4 حرم. Among them of which are 4 sacred months. 3 متواليات. 3 months are consecutive one. It's coming together. ذو القعدة, ذو الحجة, والمحرم. ورجب مضر الذي بين جمادى وشعبان. And also the 4th one from the sacred month is the month of Rajab. الذي بين جمادى وشعبان, which is come between Jumada al-Akhirah and Sha'ban. So we are now in the months that Allah had made them sacred to the Muslim. وقد سميت هذه الأشهر حرما لأمرين. And the scholar, they mentioned that and say that these 4 months was called a 4 sacred months for 2 reasons. الأول التحريم لتحريم القتال فيها إلا أن يبدأ العدو. Prohibition of fighting this month, this 4th sacred month. It is prohibited to fight إلا أن يبدأ العدو, unless the enemy start to fight with the Muslim, then the Muslim they can return to fight with them. الثاني لأن انتهاك المحارم فيها أشد منه في غيرها. Also the second reason why these are 4 sacred months, because committing sins during this month is more serious than the other month from the 12th month. ولهذا نهانا الله تعالى عن ارتكاب المعاصي في هذه الأشهر. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbade us to commit sins in these 4 sacred months, during this 4th sacred month. And He said in the ayah that we mentioned, فَلَا تَظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not wrong yourselves in this or within this 4 sacred month. مع أن ارتكاب المعصية محرم ومنهي عنه في هذه الأشهر وغيرها. Even although committing sins is not only that you are sinful when you commit sins in the sacred month. In all months, when you commit sins, it's considered that you commit sins. But in this month, 4 sacred month, إلا أنه في هذه الأشهر أشد تحريما. But in this 4 sacred month, it is more serious than the other month that you commit sins. This is the first reason, and why we are in the month of the Rajab, and everyone Muslim, he needs to understand that this is one of the sacred months. He must be very careful when he wants to commit sins, or shaitan when he whisper in his heart wants to commit sins. He needs to remember that this is one of the sacred months. So he needs to fight with the shaitan not to commit sins from this, because it will be more serious in the Allah Ta'ala. ثانيا, also in this month of Rajab, شهر بداية الاستعداد لرمضان. The scholar, they mentioned that this month of Rajab, it is the month that Muslim should start to prepare himself for the sacred month of Ramadan. يشبه العلماء السنة وما فيها من المواسم الخير بأمور. Scholars, they gave example of the year and what is contained from the special seasons. وأعظم ما في مواسم الخير شهر رمضان. And they consider the greatest of the special season in the month, in the year, it is the month of Ramadan. Ramadan, that is the special month, and they consider the scholar is the month that Muslim, they should see it and consider it the month of getting more reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ولذلك حتى الشرع على زيادة من العمل الصالح فيه. That's why Islam urges Muslims to do more righteous deeds during the month of Ramadan. ومن أهم الأمور أن يستعد الإنسان بالأعمال الصالحة قبل شهر رمضان. We know everyone here. Before you go to competition, you must prepare yourself. You must do practice, training before you go to the competition. So the month of Ramadan, it is one of the most month Muslim should get rewards from Allah more than the other month in the year. So you need to prepare yourself before that month starting. That's why the scholar, they consider the month of Rajab, it is the month to start. You prepare yourself to do more deeds in the month of Ramadan. But don't think that will come with sudden. That you come to the month of Ramadan, you reach the month of Ramadan, you can do the khatm of the Quran 3-4 times before you practice standing night in the Ramadan. Don't think it will become easy if you don't practice before the month of Ramadan. ومن أهم الأمور أن يستعد الإنسان بالأعمال الصالحة قبل شهر رمضان. Among the most important things to the Muslim to prepare himself for doing good deeds before the month of Ramadan. وجعل العلماء شهر رجب بداية الاستعداد الخاص لشهر رمضان. And the scholar designed designated that the month of Rajab to start to prepare yourself for the month of Ramadan. And the scholar, they mentioned that the year كأن السنة شجرة. They gave example and they say that the whole year it is like a tree. تظهر أوراقها في شهر رجب. This tree in the year, it begins to produce the leaves, appear the leaves in the month of Rajab. وتثمر في شعبان. And the fruits begin to appear in this tree of the year in the month of Sha'ban. ويأخذ الناس من ثمارها في شهر رمضان. And then the people, they start to pick its fruit from this tree of the year during the month of Ramadan. It means the month of Ramadan, it is the month that Muslims should get rewards, more rewards than the other month of Ramadan because of the sacred month of Ramadan. فعلى الإنسان أن يستعد بالأعمال الصالحة في شهر رجب. So Muslim, everyone should prepare himself by doing righteous deeds in this month of Rajab, to start preparing himself. For example, if you make intention that you want to do one khatm of the Quran in the month of Ramadan, start to read, for example, half of the juzu every day from this month. Then you read in the month of Sha'ban one juzu every day. So it will make easy for you in the month of Ramadan to finish the Quran maybe 3 or 4 times in the month of Ramadan. فعلى الإنسان أن يستعد بالأعمال الصالحة في رجب وأن يتعادها بالتجويد والإتقان في شعبان. You train yourself in this month of Rajab by doing righteous deeds that you aim to do more in the month of Ramadan, and also when the month Sha'ban started, you pay extra attention to making them perfect in the month of Sha'ban. لكي يستطيع الاتيان بها على أكمل الوجوه في رمضان. So when you enter the month of Ramadan, you are ready. Your body is active to do more righteous deed in the month of Ramadan. Otherwise, if you think that you will wait until the month of Ramadan, you aim and you make your jadwal to do this and this and this from the righteous deeds, it will not happen. The same as we mentioned that every competition, everything you need to compete, you need to prepare in training yourself before that competition. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم وهو البر الكريم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد. أيها المسلمون أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I'm advising you again to have the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Last week, some people, they were celebrating beginning of the year 2025. And among them, Muslims. Some of them are Muslim, they celebrate the new year of 2025. But when we consider as a Muslim, and that's why Islam is not permissible to celebrate the new year and also even your birthdays. Because every time the year passes, as a Muslim, you need to consider that you are getting close to your death. That's why it doesn't make sense that, for example, if Allah decreed to you to live in this world 50 years, and when it's come 30 of your birthday you celebrate, it means you celebrate to your death. And it doesn't make sense to anyone. No one will celebrate for his death. Because if Allah decreed to you 50 years, and you celebrate your birthday every year, it means it is reduced your year. It means if you celebrate, for example, 30 from your 50, it means only 20 years to live. And this is hakada to everyone. So that's why it doesn't make sense to celebrate your birthday. But as a Muslim, you need to consider and remember to yourself, each year when it's come your birthday, you need to put in your mind, I'm getting close to my death. So what I have prepared for my akhirah? What I have prepared for my akhirah? That's why Allah said in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله. Everyone, you should look yourself what you have put forth for your akhirah, for tomorrow. It means your akhirah. So celebrating New Year, celebrating birthday, this is something which is not permissible in the sight of Islam. When you go back to Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned the people of the Jahannam, wal-'iyadhu billahi min an-nar. He mentioned Surah Fatir. Allah, after mentioning that the kuffar will be in the hellfire, and He said that وَهُمْ يَسْتَرِخُونَ فِيهَا. The people of the hellfire, they will cry out, they will scream, asking Allah in the hellfire, رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا. Oh Allah, take us out, let us out from this hellfire. To do what? نعمل صالحا غير الذي كنا نعمل. So we'll do the righteous deeds that we did not used to do in the dunya. And Allah mentioned in another ayah, He said that even if they were returned to the dunya, they will do the same. So they will ask Allah, they scream, the people of the hellfire, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ النَّارِ. They will scream out to ask Allah, oh Allah, take out from this hellfire. So put us back to the dunya. We will do more righteous deeds that we used to do other than that we used to do from the shirk and sayyi'at. فَيَقُولُ اللَّهُ لَهُمْ تَوْبِيخًا. Allah will say to them, these people, mocking them. He said, and the reason, and this is why the point that we need to remind ourselves about your age and your life. How do you spend your life? Allah will say to them, أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مَنْ تَذَكَّرُ. Did we not give you life, long life, enough for whoever would remember, he will remember. Allah gave you life, 30, 40, 50. So that life, that age is not enough for you to remember what you have to prepare for yourself for the akhir, for this day. Some of the Mufassirin, they say that from this ayah, أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مَنْ تَذَكَّرُ. They say that هُوَ الْبُلُوغ. Some scholars, they say that the age Allah give you life until the age of bulugh. Allah will ask you what you have done from this age. وقال عطاء وقتادة والقلبي 18 سنة. Some of the scholars, they say that Allah mentioned أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مِقْدَارُ الْعُمْرِ الْمُرَادُ هُنَا. They say 18 years old. وقال الحسن 40 سنة. Some of the scholars say that 40 years. If Allah gives you life until you reach 40, so you have no excuse to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. وقال Ibn Abbas, he said that 60 سنة. 60 years. If Allah gives you long life until you reach 60, you have no excuse to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment if you commit sins. And this is the proof and the evidence from the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. He said that أعذر الله تعالى إلى امرئ أخر أجله حتى بلغه 60 سنة. Allah has left no excuse to the one Allah delayed his death until he reached 60 years old. So you need to look yourself. You need to look at yourself. How old are you now? As we mentioned, that some scholars they say that don't think the youngster also. This ayah doesn't talk about them. Don't think that because I'm not reached 60 now, I'm not reached this year's 40 or 20. Allah will ask you, even the age of that, you reach until the age of bulugh. If you commit sins and you die with the sins, Allah has left no excuse for you. وَجَاءَكُمُ النَّذِيرُ. Allah will say to them, أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مَنْ تَذَكَّرُ وَجَاءَكُمُ النَّذِيرُ. And the warner comes to you. Some scholars they say the warner here, it means Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu sent to us to guide us to the right path. So in the day of judgment, you have no excuse that I didn't know the religion of Islam. I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to fast. هذا قول أكثر المفسرين. وقيل وجاءكم النذير, it means Quran. Allah sent the book to remind you, and that's why every day we need to read Quran, so it reminds us what the purpose of life in this world. وسفيان بن عيينة, some scholars, Sufyan ibn Uyayna wa Waqi', he says that وجاءكم النذير, the meaning of Nadir here, the warner, هو الشيب. It means your old age. معناه أولم نعمركم حتى شبتم. We didn't give you enough life until you come old age. ويقال, in some scholars they say that الشيب نذير الموت. When you get old, every time you get old, it is remind you that you are getting close to your death. الشيب, old age, نذير الموت. It is a warner for the death. وفي الأثر, another opinion and qawl from the Salaf, they say that ما من شعرة تبيض إلا قالت لأختها. Every time you get old, your hair, your beard starting to change from black to gray to white. The scholars they say that every hair تبيض become white إلا قالت لأختها, except that hair next to it said استعدي فقد قرب الموت. Prepare yourself, the death is coming close. So as we mentioned that every time we're getting close, the year pass, we need to think and get a reminder. Instead of celebrating your birthday, celebrating that the year is coming now, I'm becoming 20, 50, 60, instead of to put in your mind and to start to remind yourself what you have put forth for your akhirah. Every time you need to every time you wake up in the morning, you need to ask yourself, what did I prepare for akhirah? Which righteous deeds that will be evidence to Allah that I have done this and this and this? You need to ask yourself, أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مَنْ تَذَكَّرَ وَجَاءَكُمُ النَّذِيرُ. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي رضوان الله عليهم وعن الصحابة أجمعين والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم آت أنفسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. اللهم يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والله أعلم. قوموا إلى الصلاة يرحمكم الله.